We are going on another overnight camping trip with the Tesla Model 3. We're going to talk about new tires, new tents, and even go exploring on my electric skateboard. It's a 258 kilometer drive. We're at 88% state of charge. It's saying we're going to hit there with 11% state of charge. Let's see how accurate that winds up being. All right, let's get going. So the expected percentage of arrival has been creeping up as I've been driving here, and it's now all the way up to 25%. We'll see how accurate that is. I don't know, Brigitte, what do you think? All right, I made it. And right next to the RV outlet too. We actually arrived here with 17%. All right, so we need our charging cable, but we don't want the standard 110 volt outlet. We want the TT30P adapter, the RV hookup. And it slides in there like that. Lift that, and that goes right in there. Uh-oh. I got red on the charger. Why did I get red? Okay, so for whatever reason, the one on my side wasn't working, but the other one is. And that goes in like that. And we're charging. We're at 17%, 19 hours and 40 minutes remaining to charge up to full. So we're charging at about 2.8 kilowatts. Which is about double what I'd be getting off a standard wall outlet. I've actually got a new tent to test out. It's the Eureka Mountain Light 2. Now, as far as I know, this is a particularly old model of tent. So I tried to find references to it online and I couldn't find anything. So I think it's just a really old tent. The stuff sack looks a little bit beat up, but inside everything looks brand new. This tent has never touched dirt. And I found it in a thrift store. You ready for this? For $5. Brand new tent, really good quality brand, $5. Now, I did pull it out to look at it briefly before I bought it, but I've never set this tent up before. I have no idea what I'm doing with it. This is the field test. Looks like some mold. It must have got a little wet or something. This is literally brand new. Look at this. White as snow. Now, let's see what we're working with for poles here. Oh man, these are some high quality poles. I've never owned a well-made tent before, so this is a bit of a novelty for me. Yeah, I think the age of this tent is definitely showing. The cord that's supposed to pull the pieces of the poles together does not seem to have the best elasticity anymore. Okay. Also have to be careful with it, I guess. There we go. Wow. Holy crap. This tent is actually bigger than I thought it was. I mean, I knew it was going to be bigger than my tiny little one-man, but this is almost as big as my normal car camping tent. It's a little bit narrower. It's about the same length. And almost as tall. Wow, okay. For 5 pounds, actually, that's not bad. I guess we'll position it like this. Maybe a little bit further away from the trees there. It's a little bit hard getting the second pole up through the sleeve here, which is a really interesting mesh fabric. Yeah, nice. This will be home for the night. And the tent stakes it gave me, I don't think they're steel. They're light, so they might be aluminum. I don't think they're titanium. Well, at least it's going into the ground nice and easy. Probably because the spot I picked isn't normally tamped down by cars or tents, so it's a little soft. All right, all staked down. Now to get the rain fly up, I guess. There we go, all set up with the rain fly. The fly actually comes down pretty much all the way on all sides. This is the best quality tent I've ever owned. There, staked it down. So now I have a little awning, kind of keep some stuff. The Eureka Mountain Light 2. Just in the time I spent getting that tent set up, the car is already charged by 3%. So I did bring my electric skateboard to do a little bit of exploring around the area. The way the awning sticks out for this tent makes a good place to keep this overnight in case it rains. And I can cover that up, which is pretty cool. Some other new stuff I got going on with the car here is I actually got myself a set of winter tires installed. If you remember from last year, a couple times I went winter camping with the Tesla here, I was slip sliding around, getting stuck in the snow, had to pay to get towed out once. But now I've actually got a set of brand new winter tires. They were quite expensive, but I'm going by the buy once, cry once approach. But with this, hopefully no more getting stuck in the snow when we do our little winter camping expeditions. Because I'm pulled up right next to the plug there, I've got a 110 volt extension cord that I'm not using that I could put to use. So let's pop open the front. Plug in right here. There. Now I've got power access right at the front of my tent. I'll lay the electric skateboard down like this. Pop open the battery case. Outlet splitter into the extension cord. I get a lot of comments about that, about charging the Tesla off the extension cord. Keep in mind that this extension cord is rated for 15 amps continuous, but the Tesla will only ever pull 12 amps continuous. So it is properly rated for charging the car, don't worry. And this is pretty much the exact same setup that I use on my electric skateboard backpacking trips. Use an outlet splitter, and normally I've got 3 batteries that I gotta charge, but charger number 1, charger number 2, plug into battery number 1, plug in to battery number 2. That should take somewhere around 2.5 hours based on the charge level of those batteries. Okay, enough screwing around with that. I'm hungry. Let's bust out the gas stove and cook some food. So I didn't bring anything too crazy, just my backpacking food, a couple cans of pop, and some bacon. Guess what we're gonna cook right now? It's the bacon. A little gas stove. Beautiful. Gas cartridge. Pop this open, slide that in, block that down. Gas is armed, and this should get started. There we go. Aluminum pan that has seen better days. Bacon, the most critical part of this whole operation. I've got no tip on this knife, so it's hard to puncture stuff. Oh, that is a beautiful sound. Listen to that. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas. Look at that. I actually came down with a case of Corona recently. It actually hit me super hard. I haven't been that sick in a while. And you know how you hear about people who have their taste buds and their sense of smell completely changed from it? That's not all make-believe. That is a very real thing, as I found out. It screwed me up big time for like a couple weeks, to the point where this exact bacon, this is the 3rd pack of 3 that I bought, it smelled and tasted so differently, so weird. It was so foreign. Everything smelled so weird. It's like I was in someone else's house. That's the best way I could describe it. You're getting used to all new smells and stuff like that. And you feel uncomfortable because you don't feel at home. It's wild. It's the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. So I think that's the first batch just about done here. I'll put that in the cooked bacon pan and throw in another batch. And now for my favorite part, the consumption of said bacon. When this is done, I'm obviously going to have quite a lot of bacon grease left over in this pan. We're not going to just toss it out, not this time. For the second course, we're going to have a Knorr sidekick. Creamy bacon carbonara. Creamy bacon carbonara. Now, part of the cooking instructions, after it's done cooking, you're supposed to put a little bit of oil in it and let it sit for 5 minutes. But hear me out. What if instead of oil, we put a little bit of that bacon grease? I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try. Bad ways to die. All right, this is cooked. Let's see how it's turned out with the bacon grease. Okay, it filled up a little bit. It's still a little soupy. I always add exactly how much water it tells me to, and it always turns out to be kind of soupy, which is unfortunate, but whatever. Ooh, getting a little windy. The first bit of wind I've had in here since I got here. Yeah, it tastes about the same. Not really any differences. Inflate my sleeping pad. Haven't used the climate since last season. Hopefully hasn't developed any issues while it's been sitting around retired for the warm weather. We're good. Let's see how the sleeping pad fits in here. Oh yeah, that fits perfectly, including some space at the head for my pack to go and use as a pillow. EDC bag, which is now a mainstay of my car camping and overlanding expeditions, and my primary camping gear bag, which serves mostly as my pillow. Well, I'd say we're actually doing pretty well in here. It's actually not too bad in here, space-wise. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about it getting cold tonight. It's only supposed to get down to a low of, I think it said 3 degrees Celsius. Well, I'm starting to doze off here. So I think I'm gonna climb inside of my sleeping bag and call it a night. 7 degrees outside right now. Alright, first things first. Shoes come off. Always good to have a nice, warm, dry pair of socks. Even though it's not getting that cold tonight, it makes a world of difference. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. Alright. Alright. I'm in here for the most part. Yeah, car's already up to 35%. It's going a little faster than I thought. Yeah, we'll probably leave here with a full charge tomorrow, if I'm being honest. We're very close to it. Alright kids, that does it for me. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It is just about 8 o'clock. Oh, I actually had a pretty good night's sleep last night.
I'd say it was just on the cusp of what's comfortable in the sleeping bag. It's warmed up a bit this morning. It's already at 6 degrees. Other than my back being a little sore from how I slept. Old people problems. I actually had a pretty good night's sleep. Let's see what the car is at charge-wise. Oh wow, the car is at 87%. By the time I get all packed up and I go on my little skateboard adventure, should be fully charged. Now for the hardest part, getting out of the sleeping bag. Can you hear all those geese? Oh man, last night, this morning, nothing but geese. Alright, surefire way to get me moving. What is on the menu today? Definitely need some coffee, and I think a double pack of instant oatmeal is what's for breakfast. The gas canister I was running last night was pretty low, so let's see if I can polish that one off. Pot on there. There we go. We'll see how long that runs for, because that canister of gas is almost completely empty, so. Nice looking spoonful of only the gourmet no-name instant coffee and hot chocolate. Alright, so we are just starting to boil here. It's already clean drinking water. I don't need to bring it to a full boil, so we'll call it there. That's good. I can't believe that little butane cylinder had enough in it to get that done. One and two. Yeah, so my coffee cup during the colder months is this little Sea to Summit mug. Oh yeah, it's still hot. Yep, tastes like a cafe mocha. This turned out to be a little bit soupy. Could have used a little bit less water in there, but still, not too bad. Some other exciting news, I posted about it on the community tab, is that I actually had an overseas electric skateboard company reach out to me to do a review for them. And they're actually going to send me one of their skateboards to review, which is cool. I'll be able to bring you guys a fair and accurate assessment of what I think about the board in the context of outdoors adventuring, like touring and exploring trails and stuff like that. Alright, let's try this. Look at this. It's kind of soupy. And it's already cooling down. So I wound up leaving the electric skateboard batteries plugged in overnight, since I kind of crawled in and went to bed before the charging was done. So should be extra topped up this morning. Alright, so camp's all cleaned up, car is at 97%. Let's go exploring on the electric skateboard. So that way's closed, so I think only half of the campground is actually open. Yeah, it's definitely not meant for riding on a skateboard. Lots of exposed roots and everything. I gotta be super careful where I'm going here. This trail started to get really gnarly with roots and stuff, and it's really hard to see because of all the leaf litter. So I think I'm gonna turn around and just go exploring on the road. Yeah, so there's cabins and stuff that people can stay at here too.
Because my campsite was almost directly on this river here, I almost brought my electric raft instead of the electric skateboard. I opted not to because I thought it was going to be a little bit too cold and I'm not as experienced on the water. It was fun to go exploring a little bit. A lot of the campgrounds closed off for the primary season, but still, it was pretty neat to get out there and go wheeling around on the board. Speaking of things that are charging, let's check what percentage the car is at. So the car is at 99%. I get a lot of comments about charging my car up past 80%. You guys got to keep in mind that this is the LFP Model 3. It not only likes to be, but needs to be charged to 100% in order for the cells to calibrate. So over the time I've been here, I've effectively charged from 17% all the way up to 100%, because it's only calibrating right now. That same charge at a Tesla supercharger would probably cost me in the neighborhood of about 27, 28 bucks. This campsite cost me 60 bucks after taxes and the stupid online reservation fee and all that. This campsite paid for itself by about 50% just by letting me charge up my car here. Alright, so I plugged in a place that's close to where I live just to see. It is saying that it is going to take me 3 hours 13 minutes for 264 kilometers, and I'm going to arrive home with 32% battery without having to stop and charge at all. I'll put what percentage I actually arrived home at on the screen right now. If you want to see all the crazy EV camping and electric rideable backpacking trips I get up to, click the card.